According to the latest trade data released by Customs, it can be concluded that major chip giants in Europe, America, Japan, South Korea, and other countries are facing a significant order crisis. During the first 9 months of this year, China's chip imports have seen a substantial decline. In terms of quantity, last year China imported 416.7 billion chips, but this year, the number stands at only 355.9 billion chips, a decrease of 60.8 billion chips. These chips may now be sitting in warehouses, serving as inventory for European, American, and other chip giants. In terms of value, the decline is even more significant. Chip imports were worth $315.3 billion during the first 9 months last year, but this year, the value has dropped to $252.9 billion, which is equivalent to over 450 billion yuan. After losing these 450 billion yuan worth of orders, where can European, American, Japanese, and other chip companies find such a large alternative market? For China, the reduction in chip imports has not halted the related industries, indicating that China has found alternative sources for the chips it needs. This important alternative source is actually China's chip manufacturing companies. In recent years, China's chip industry has been continuously innovating and achieving breakthroughs, filling gaps in certain areas. A recent notable example is the chips used in Huawei smartphones. According to reports from Japanese media, the chips used in Huawei smartphones are likely 14 nanometers, not 7 nanometers. However, the key issue is that these 14 nanometers chips achieve the performance of 7 nanometers chips, which puzzles many chip experts. Furthermore, Huawei smartphones already have satellite communication capabilities, and 2 of the chips are specifically designed for this satellite communication technology. As no other country's smartphones currently have satellite communication capabilities, it can be confirmed that these 2 chips are a world first. Additionally, China's exports in the new energy vehicle industry have seen significant growth. Both in terms of production, sales, and technology, it is at a globally leading level. The chips required for these vehicles are domestically produced, which is frustrating for overseas chip companies. From the chip import data, we also observe a decline in chip prices. This indirectly indicates that China's chip industry is making significant strides, imposing tremendous competitive pressure on overseas chip companies. According to reports from U.S. media, Qualcomm is preparing for a substantial price reduction in the fourth quarter of this year to compete for orders from Chinese smartphone manufacturers. Meanwhile, Texas Instruments has also directly reduced the price of a certain analog chip from 70 yuan to 1 yuan. However, perhaps even more distressing is the situation faced by chip companies from Europe, Japan, and South Korea. From their perspective, the decrease in orders from American companies is seen as a self-inflicted consequence. However, European, Japanese, and South Korean chip companies have also encountered difficulties, which is essentially a case of the situation affecting everyone. Recently, Samsung and SK Hynix of South Korea are planning to raise prices for their flash memory chips. But unexpectedly, in the field of storage chips, China has already gained the upper hand. At this point, when South Korean companies want to increase prices, they may end up relinquishing market share without a fight. In frustration, chip companies from Europe, South Korea, and Japan have now turned their focus towards the United States. Many executives from these companies have voiced their discontent with the U.S. restrictions through the media and demanded that the U.S. make changes. But the question is, will Biden foot the bill for this? In fact, the U.S. chip industry itself is not faring well. Recently, the U.S. chip giant Qualcomm announced a sudden layoff of 1,300 employees. This move is widely believed to be a consequence of Qualcomm's predicament after losing an order of 50 million chips following the launch of domestically produced 5G smartphones by Chinese mobile companies, including Huawei. Qualcomm's largest customer is Chinese mobile companies. It is known that half of Qualcomm's revenue comes from Chinese mobile companies. Not only do these companies purchase Qualcomm's chips, but they also provide substantial royalty income through patents. This highlights how important Chinese mobile companies are to Qualcomm. In 2019, the US took measures against Huawei, causing concerns among Chinese mobile companies about the potential chip supply security risks associated with relying too heavily on US chips. As a result, Chinese mobile companies significantly reduced their adoption of Qualcomm chips, directly leading to Qualcomm losing its position as the global leader in mobile chipsets since 2020. During that time, Qualcomm obtained a license from the US to supply 4G chips exclusively to a Chinese mobile company. This undoubtedly provided a lifeline to Qualcomm, which was already in a difficult situation, stabilizing its position. However, despite Chinese mobile companies bringing life-saving orders to Qualcomm, the latter repaid the favor with ingratitude. Relying on its patent advantages, Qualcomm still holds a significant position in the high-end chip market. The company has been continuously increasing the prices of its high-end chips. This year, the Snapdragon 8 Gen2 saw a price hike to $160, which accounts for 1/3 of the price of Chinese smartphones. This greediness on the part of Qualcomm has naturally led to dissatisfaction among Chinese mobile companies. However, due to their reliance on Qualcomm's patent licensing, they have no choice but to endure its exploitation. By the end of August, the long-awaited return of domestic smartphone brand King finally happened. Huawei suddenly launched domestically produced 5G smartphones for sale, signifying that the domestic mobile industry has finally solved the chip manufacturing issue. The 5G RF chip in this domestic 5G smartphone has also broken the US monopoly, with domestic chips accounting for up to 90% of its composition. As a result, Qualcomm is set to lose the orders from this mobile company, with industry estimates suggesting the chip order amounts to a staggering 50 million units. Another mobile chip company, MediaTek, is also planning to introduce a 3nm chip. This will be the first 3nm Android chip, further challenging Qualcomm's position in the high-end chip market. Under this double blow, Qualcomm has finally been caught off guard and can no longer arrogantly dismiss Chinese mobile companies. Now, it is forced to carry out massive layoffs, which can be seen as a punishment for its actions. Renowned Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo previously stated that Qualcomm will significantly reduce chip prices in the fourth quarter of this year, indicating that under the competition from Chinese chips, Qualcomm not only can no longer sell chips at high prices but also has to lower prices to attract buyers, benefiting Chinese mobile companies. Qualcomm's plight can be seen as a microcosm of the US chip industry. In recent years, US chips have been heavily discounted, with price reductions reaching as high as 98%. Chips that used to sell for 70 yuan can now only be sold for 1 yuan. Bill Gates had already stated that the US cannot stop China from developing advanced chips. On the contrary, US actions stimulate China's chip industry to accelerate technological research and development. Now, all of this has been confirmed. The progress of Chinese chips is unstoppable. With significant breakthroughs already achieved, Chinese chips will undoubtedly increase their research and development efforts and seize more market share. After all, the previous facts have proven that US chips are unreliable. Only independent innovation is the correct path for the long-term development of Chinese manufacturing and Chinese chips. The achievements already made further boost confidence in the Chinese chip industry. Thank you for watching our video. After watching the video, how do you think about the development of chips in the world? You can put your opinions and ideas in the comments below. We will keep on uploading new videos. So your subscribe and likes will encourage us to create new videos.